Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Self Inquiry. Welcome to the work. And my guest today is discouraged because her husband can't get control of his anger. And I love this one so much. When I look back at when I was so furious with my ex-husband. And he could not get control of his anger. And then I look at how I reacted and my anger toward him in that situation. Oh my goodness, am I happy the work found me? And am I happy that you have tuned into this podcast? If anger is your issue, your own, or someone you have lived with or live with, or even if none of that applies, welcome to Self-Inquiry. Welcome to this podcast. And let's do the work on anger. Hello. Those of you new to this community today, and question the thoughts that cause all the suffering in our world, without exception. And I love you're here and invite you to test that. Okay, so I'm not much of a teacher. I walk today, that's something I'd like to teach, how powerful that is. And I brush my teeth. That's a big deal for some of us. And I got out of bed. I got out of bed. That's a big one for some of you. It's a luxury you can't afford, and for some of us, it's like, oh my God, we take it like a step too far. And I guess I'm fairly successful today. What more could I ask for? I feel, for a change, I feel better, well enough to hang out. So, Betsy, you have a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet?
I do.
Okay, honey.
So excited.
So what did you write for number one?
Oh my goodness. I wrote that I am saddened and discouraged because my husband can't get control of his anger.
Okay, now that is one that is, a lot of us could take a look at that. I don't have it with Stephen, but I have had it within, in my life. So it excites me. So your husband can't get control of his anger. And what is the situation that comes to mind when you were filling in your worksheet?
Well, there are many. We've been married for almost 40 years, so there are many, but probably the most recent was just in a conversation that the two of us were having with a neighbor, and he just got really irritated by something that she was saying, and he just wouldn't let it go. And I don't want to talk about this, and just in my opinion, a big overreaction to
the neighbor.
To this scenario, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been down this road a lot with him. And so I just was quiet and thought, I'm not going to jump in and try to smooth it out.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let it go. So I sat and waited, and then the conversation continued with whatever happened. And then later,
With or without the neighbor, it continued.
with the neighbor, yeah, with the neighbor. And she didn't seem particularly insulted, but I was for her, and I was irritated that this was coming out. And so the next day, I said, I think you need to apologize. And so he did, and I think she was very gracious about it, and then we go on. So it's kind of it's like that experience over and over and over again.
Mm.
And it has to do sometimes with our children, or big grown children at this point.
And he argues with your children.
He will just, yeah, he I think
That's what you meant by
yes. Or
even
he's just
children.
he's disdainful, well, just not open to any kind of any different way of thinking about anything except for the way that he is. So my theory is that he is really addicted to anger. He has actually said in the past, we were talking about the book, The Four Agreements, and he said, if everything's neutral, then what's the point in living?
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, oh man, I don't think I can
Yeah.
get any clearer than that.
Yeah. You know, peace is a state of mind. It's not a state of place or the people around us. So let's look at this. Your husband can't get control of his anger. He's out there with your neighbor. He's going off on her. So be there now and watch him and watch your neighbor. Just witness. Your husband can't get control of his anger. Is it true? As you get still and contemplate that from here to be there now, what comes to your mind when you think the thought, my husband can't get control of his anger? He can't get control of his anger. Is it true? Watch.
Yeah, I know you only go for yes or no answers, so no, it isn't.
Wow. Wow. What did you see?
Well, he did get control of it. He did stop his part of the discussion. So it didn't continue. No, it didn't continue. He stopped.
So he can get control of his anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just be with that a minute. He can get control of his anger. And I don't know what you do with that, but I'm always doing my work. Yeah, it doesn't mean they always will, but he can.
But he can.
Can. He can. So notice how you react when you think the thought, my husband can't get control of his anger.
Well, I just am, immediately in my victimhood, which I've been in for a long, long time.
Mm.
And then it's really irritating because it's like, oh, here we go again. I'm going to need to have a discussion with him. I'm going to need to have a discussion with my neighbor, and I'm going to need to smooth things out. Or if I don't smooth things out, there's that option. And it's really hard for me to bounce back
Yeah.
to rapport with him because it's like, seriously, do we have to do this again?
Mm-hmm.
It was an insane, in my opinion, conversation. And it's so disillusioning for me.
So be there now. My husband can't get control of his anger. Listen to what he's saying. Who would you be without the thought he can't get control of his anger? Witness him. And look at your neighbor. She's not having that hard a time with it, maybe an easier time with it than you are.
Yeah.
So look at him. He sees her too. You're not the only one that sees her. She's not having that big a problem with it.
No.
So who would you be without the thought he can't get control of his anger? Listen to what he's saying. Listen to his words. Be there now.
Well, I think I would, be witnessing what he's feeling, what he's saying.
So do that now.
Um,
So be there now without the thought he can't get control of his anger. Because you know, in the long run, he always does.
but there's a lot of fallout.
Yeah. And
You
just
know,
Just listen to him without the thought he can't get control of his anger.
When I just listened to what he was saying, I realized that he felt very strongly about this. And that was all. And that he just felt very strongly about this, and he didn't want to be coerced in any way to think differently about it. He was, I don't want to talk about this. I don't like it.
It's very clear.
Very clear. Don't bring it up. I'm done. I don't want to talk about it.
It's very clear. It's very clear.
But it's kind of rude. And it was an
Well,
overreaction.
so that was kind of rude, comes with an attitude. I'm not asking you to drop anything. This is an invitation to witness. Let's move there now. Who would you be without the thought he can't get control of his anger? It doesn't mean you're condoning it. I'll give you a little lead here. Just become fascinated. Listen. He's not your property. This is not as so much of it as how is this going to reflect on me? Drop all of it without the thought he can't get control of his anger.
Well, without the thought, I think I would be, I would be witnessing the fact that he's really upset about this and thinking, okay, he feels really strongly about this. And the neighbor isn't dropping it. So I know that's difficult. And I would be, after it was over, I would say, boy, I think it seemed like you were really upset about that. And
what if you said nothing?
or I could say nothing.
Yeah, that was between him and the neighbor.
Yeah.
My husband can't get control of his anger, turned around. How would you turn that around?
I guess I would say that
Put you on it. I can't get control.
I can't get control of my reaction.
I can't get control over my anger with him in that situation.
In that situation. And I get very down and depressed and just thinking, here we
Get
go.
control of that. Get control of that. That's what you're expecting him to do. It's not so easy.
No.
And it's what you're expecting of him, honey.
It is.
It's not reasonable. And how many years now?
A lot.
Yeah.
But people have been hurt in his past.
Well, that's between them. Look at all the years you've tried to reform him.
Yeah.
You get angry. He gets angry with them. You get angry with him.
Yeah. And I get very resentful, but where I am now is
just like him. At home is where it matters. And oh boy, is that where the test is.
Yeah. And sometimes it's at me. Sometimes the anger is at me. And I just have a kind of a couple of ways that I feel like I can deal with it. One is to leave the room. If I go after it and say, what's going on? It's not helpful.
No, it's I have some experience here. I was married to a man that was just come at anyone so hard. And when the work found me, it fascinated me. I had enough experience to know I couldn't change it. And then and it just fascinated me. And that's what I'm experiencing as well. When you describe your husband, your neighbor, she's not having a problem with it. you know, and you have opportunity here now to just listen without, listen with an open mind and and see what you can glean from it. Angry people. There have been a couple on the streets, my experience on the streets, and just, seeing people that were just furious on the streets. They're the people that haven't, as they say, they haven't been locked up yet and they're loose and they're just, in another world, and they're just screaming at people and approaching people. And I noticed they never touch those people. They never do physical harm, but one of them came up to me and was just yelling in my face and just screaming and emoting, and his hands and arms, and I listened. It was amazing. I'm telling you, Betsy, it was information. It was amazing. And he wasn't that wrong. And it's, he had some points.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be heard, and I'm a listener. I wanted to hear. And you have it's a very, the word isn't intimate, but maybe it is. It's a very, I don't have another word. It's a very intimate experience. And I could not change this man. I saw people run from him. It didn't change him. He didn't level out because they ran from him or scream back at him.
But I think that, over the years with different counselors, different books,
Yeah.
all sorts of different efforts to get control of this. And they don't.
Well,
They,
maybe, in my world, love is the power. So who would you be without the thought he can't get control of his anger? Be there now without the thought. Just drop your story. Be there now with her, with him in that situation. These things happen without you too. It's good to see how it rolls down, how it rolls when you are there. It's just an opportunity to see his world. We've seen it all our lives, but have we really seen it? Our egos can run so hard, we really miss opportunity. And it doesn't mean you condone it.
no, but
Oh,
his bottom line is that he's what makes a big difference in all of these scenarios over the years is that he's right. So one instance, we're three kids and myself and him, and we're all in the car. He's driving, and there's somebody crossing the road, not in the crosswalk. And so he doesn't slow down. So he's getting,
oh no.
no, doesn't slow down. So he's, getting dangerously close, and everybody's like, Dad, stop. What are you doing? So then jams on the brakes and doesn't hit the guy, but just about throws all of us through the windshield.
But
And
he didn't. He just about. And is that even true? Did he just about throw you all through the windshield?
well, he braked
Okay, so
hard.
be there now. Did he just about throw you all through the windshield?
Well,
This a
no,
man, no. This
no,
is a man who had it all under control, and that's not easily seen by family members who are in the car.
right. And it's upsetting, the kids are mad. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? And why? Okay, so you brake hard and jolt us forward. And that's what I mean when I say, that his actions, they have
They
Uh,
frightened, they frightened, they
yeah,
frightened.
they frighten, and we're in a period now with our, older children where they're not really ready to forgive him
Yeah.
for
Well,
some of the
and that's understandable.
yeah.
So your husband can't get control of his anger. Notice how you treat him in that situation with the neighbor when you think the thought, my husband can't get control of his anger.
Yeah, I'm extremely disdainful. Absolutely.
Oh boy,
So
that's a result of anger.
right. So there's and
Extremely disdainful. That's the motion of someone really, it's how we react when we're really angry.
yeah.
And
And
anger is fear. Anger is a word for fear. It's fearful.
I don't know what he's fearful of in
We're looking at you now.
um
Yeah.
yeah,
My husband can't get control of his anger. Turned around, I can't get control of my anger.
I can't get control of the way I react to it. No, and it's endless. It's just endless and just
And he's not going to change.
well,
So that leaves you.
yeah,
That leaves you. Of the two of you, that leaves you.
yeah. So that means do I leave the marriage?
Well, you're going to take your. You look so happy. It's like,
No, it's just like I've done this dance with him for so long, and yet we get to the next stage, and I
it's
get
not
really
quite what I had in mind.
well, I get really hopeful, like the stage that so he's got a new program right now. And maybe this will work, but he's working with a sponsor, and he's basically substituted alcohol for anger, and he started to work through the 12 steps. Okay, but I feel like don't get too excited about this because it's a stage that feels good for a while, and then here we are back again.
So that shows me that even when he does, it's not enough for you.
Well, no, because I got to get ready, Byron. I got to get ready for when it
Well,
happens
I'm
again.
I'm here to support that. My husband can't get control of his anger. I can't get control of my anger, even when he's behaving, as it were.
That's correct. Absolutely, because I
Uh,
have to be ready. It's like, when will the other shoe drop?
yeah, well, I would question you have to be ready, like I have to be ready. Oh, that's really powerful. So those things when I come across them in self-inquiry, I write them down on a little thing I call a sidebar, and I completely, I love the one I'm with, that inquiry. I don't drop it and just choose another one. So I just stay with that, and then I'll go back to it on the other side of the worksheet I'm actually working. So my husband can get control of his anger, even when he has some slight control over it. I can't get over my anger. His wife can't get over her anger.
Yeah, I, yeah, because
Yeah,
I feel like if I'm not protecting myself, then I'm protecting the kids when they were little.
yeah, and they're grown,
And
so
they're
that
grown.
does not make sense. Okay, so we're with the neighbor, and my husband can't get control of his anger. My husband can get control of his anger. He's working on it. He's going to 12 steps. He has a sponsor. He's working on it. And he lives with someone, even when he's working on it, is resentful and punishing. And that's what fear looks like. It's like you don't trust it, and you have every right not to trust it. It's just look at who he lives with when he's trying his best and even making headway. And it's
Right.
never too late. There are things like grandchildren coming into play.
Right, right.
Yeah. So let's look at two. In that situation, what do you want?
Well, in that situation, here, what I want him
Yelling
to,
at the neighbor.
yeah, so what I want him to do is
What did you write? What did you write?
what I wrote is that I want him to use the techniques that he has learned through all sorts of different books, counselors.
Oh, honey, look at that's such a tall order. All those books with all those counselors, and what human being could possibly do that?
Well, the steps are very easy. Like, let's say,
The steps, yes. The
he feels
steps,
he feels
yes. He's not
angry.
a sponsor.
Yeah, so he feels angry. He knows from different books and different counselors that if he, let's say, he stands up or he backs up and he takes 5 deep breaths and he goes to the sink and gets a glass of water, um, and he takes steps to decrease, kind of the tension, or just take steps
Mhm.
to take control of his
Yeah. So
behavior.
he's got these techniques,
But
and
he
you
doesn't.
want him to use them
Yeah,
all.
I want him to use something, and he doesn't.
You want him to use his techniques. What you wrote was, I want him to use all the techniques he's learned to control his anger.
Right.
So in that situation with the neighbor, you want him to use all the techniques he learned to control his anger. Is
Or
it
one.
true?
I'd like him to use one. Is it true? Yes, it's true. It is so true. I'd like him to use just one.
Okay. So who would you be without the thought? Get
Oh,
really still and see if you can find just one as he's talking to the neighbor, just one technique that he is maybe in touch with.
well, when I think back to the interaction, I mean, I know he took some deep breaths.
Oh, there's one.
He took some deep breaths.
What other technique do you see that he was that may be in play?
Um, I think he was stating that he was stating what he wanted. He didn't want to talk about it anymore.
Wow, very clear,
Very clear.
very clear. Wow, wow. Yeah, that guy may be making some headway. And you're still holding on to he
Oh,
can
to a
control of
lot.
his anger.
We don't have time to go back the years. And I
That's a
know,
good one.
I know it's not funny, but it's insane how my response is, and he understands it, and he obviously gets really angry about it, that I can still bring up the time when he almost threw us through the windshield. He's like, God, because I'm not done with it, man. I'm not done with it.
You get it. I,
And
I think you're into, I think you're, I think you're onto something. I don't know if, I can't stop the world's anger. It's mine is enough to deal with.
yeah,
Just one human being in this world that I need to work with, and it's me. And if people around me are angry, I want to listen. It fascinates me. It fascinates me. I don't try to change it. I don't try to argue with it. eventually they're like the ever-ready batteries. They just run out of batteries. It ends, and then they just go on, and so do I, and they're heard. They're heard. I wonder why they're so loud. No one wants to listen. So
Mhm.
you can be that difference. You can be that difference while he's still got a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could be that difference. Listen when he's angry. It doesn't mean you condone it. It doesn't mean you agree with it. It doesn't mean just do what you do anyway. Go on with your life. It's what you're doing anyway. You can just skip hell and listen to his life. When you listen, I can just look forward to his anger dissipating. When people feel heard, that's what happens. But I mean, really listen, not just put in your time and hope it works, because his ego's too smart for that. He's not going to buy it.
No.
But listen, just listen, or you can walk away. That's allowed. It's just, but if you're going to stay, just listen. He may have a valid points of view.
Mhm.
And then your ego will say, well, he doesn't have to be so loud about it. Can't he see I'm not arguing I'm not arguing with him? Why is he arguing with me? Well, he's not. It's just that he's not used to you listening.
It
Want him to use all of or just one of the techniques he's learned to control his anger, turn it around. In that situation, I want
in that situation,
I want
I
me
want I want me to
use just one of the techniques you're teaching him
yeah.
to control your anger.
So I could get up and get the glass of water or get 2 glasses of water for that fact. Um, and and listen. Um,
Or leave the room. You're free.
or leave.
You can say, honey, I have something to do in the kitchen. And, if it's true, I would say that. And
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now. Or, honey, what you're saying right now, I'm unable to hear. I'm so sorry. And I'm working on it. And then, to say your truth, but without anger,
Yeah.
teaching what you want him to give up.
Yeah.
You get loud and angry when you're teaching him not to be loud and angry.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's look at 3 in that situation to get what you want, which is for him to control his anger, to get what
Yeah.
you want. What advice would you offer him in that situation with the neighbor?
This is what I wrote for 3.
Mhm.
What I wrote for 3 was that, and here's where I live a lot right now, is
The shoulds, it's advice.
he needs to realize how serious this
That's 4.
it
So
is.
at 3, uh-huh.
Um,
He
oh,
should, he shouldn't.
okay, in order for me to be happy, sorry. I need him to get
That's need.
control of himself.
That's okay, we'll just go to the needs.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. I need him to control himself.
I need him to control himself and I need him to realize that I'm getting really tired of this and that he has a lot at stake. He has me at stake, he has the kids at stake. And it's kind of like, how far down in this world do you have to go? Do you want to be put into a program? Do you want to be arrested? What do you want to do?
So
Because
you need him to get control, to be happy, you need him to get control of himself. So
yeah,
be there in the situation with the neighbor where he's angry. All of you out there doing this work or new to the work, always anchor in the situation and stay there as you fill in the worksheet and stay in the situation. You can see it in your mind's eye, the situation, as you sit in self-inquiry. So be there now. To be happy, you need him to get control of himself. So if he got control of himself, would that actually make you happy? Look at your state of mind, the state of mind you were in. To be happy, you need him to get control of himself in that situation. Is it true?
I don't,
Okay, it's a yes or no.
I know.
No, you know you. Would that make you happy?
Would that make me happy? No,
Okay, so just be there. Just know
no,
that yourself.
no.
To be happy, I need him to get control of himself. If he got control of himself, would that make me happy? No.
No.
No, it's and notice how you treat him when you think the thought your happiness is at stake. Notice how you treat him when you think the thought to be happy, I need him to get control of himself.
Yeah, it's very, he's right. He can't get out of it because I'm just ticked and it just feels like the same road.
Picked, punishing,
Yeah, embarrassed.
embarrassed, taking it out on him like your behavior is his fault. It's his behavior. Is your behavior, gosh, I don't know how to say it. To be happy, I need him to take control of himself. So be there now in the situation, listening, quiet, without the thought. I need him to get control of himself. And this doesn't mean you're a partner in crime just because you're married to him and standing there. You're a neighbor too. Who would you be without the thought? To be happy, I need him to get control of himself. Now, to experience, who would you be without the thought you need him to be happy? You need him to get control of himself. Just get quiet, listen, and not only listening to him, listen to your neighbor, going back and forth, look at the two of them, and witness. To be happy, I need me to get control of myself. Get control of yourself. Be there now. Look at the two of them.
Well, it was almost funny because they were very similar.
They've got a thing going. They've got a shtick running.
Yeah.
And imagine that played out, playing itself out in the car, your children's reaction without yours. Who would you be in that situation when he put on the brakes without the thought, I need him to get control of himself? So just watch, how close was he to that pedestrian? I mean, to that.
Pedestrian.
Uh-huh.
Probably 6 feet.
Now notice your children in the car without your reaction. It's 6 feet. It's in reality, he's 6 feet away from that pedestrian. And in that, you know he has it planned, you know him.
Yeah, but
Now,
it's not
let's
very nice.
witness the experience of everyone in the car as you experience you without the thought, I need him to get control of himself. Just notice the blessing. He didn't hit the pedestrian. Notice the thought without the thought, I need him to get control of himself. What kind of, you know your children, look at them without your reaction.
Well, they were young, so
That matters not.
but
You
they
know,
were
we're
scared.
looking at how traumas are created.
Right. So they were scared. They were saying, "Dad, stop."
So is that after you were saying, Dad, stop? I mean, stop. Oh my God, stop, stop. Oh my God, you're going to hit him. I mean, is
No, no, I
whatever
think
it is, whatever was going on in you,
yeah,
without that, would your children have even said what you just mentioned?
probably not.
Okay, so
No.
just be there. It sounded like probably not. So see if you can find a probably not.
If I hadn't said anything,
No, not saying anything. Yeah, it's like I need me to get control of myself. Look, you didn't hit him. There's 6 feet distance. You know his anger. You know how he is. No one's in danger. That's just the man he's got an anger issue.
right?
So, so just without the thought, I need him to get control of himself because obviously he's got control of himself. So rather than relief, you know, I mean, notice how you react. You see him hitting the man, you see him going to jail, you see there go your part of your finances, there goes a father, there goes a ta, all in a second.
Right.
And oh my gosh. And the way you've reacted, it's like a traumatic experience, not just for you, but for your children. But what is the causes of their trauma? Is it him or you? This is
Well,
so
yeah.
important for us to understand as parents.
And I've been realizing that my reaction to lots of different instances has
Okay, now we're going off into a discussion and let's just go back to the car.
okay, back to the car. If I hadn't said anything, then
And I'm not asking you to be in denial. I'm asking you to be awake. He didn't hit the guy,
no,
he hit the pedestrian.
no, he didn't.
Stop. That was his plan all along.
He wanted, well, I'm guessing he wanted to scare him.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be a pretty good guess.
yeah. So
Teach him a lesson,
teach him a lesson.
which could have. I'm certainly not condoning the action.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, uh, people have weird ways of doing good in the world.
Oh, okay. I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah,
Um,
well, he didn't hit the guy.
he has some very weird ways. That
Yeah.
is a
So
very interesting
be there
statement.
now without the thought.
So without the thought, I think I would have just said nothing and we would have gone home
Well,
and
my thought is, wow, honey, it looked like you had that plan from beginning to end, but I want to share with you. Really scared me.
yeah,
Yeah. And that expresses it. But we think if we're loud enough, if we're right enough, if we're wise enough, and that we can teach them. But teaching, that way of teaching is like, it's so old school. But
Yeah.
the way you react is the teaching. I need me to get control of myself. So do that now in the car
Mhm.
and notice the difference in your children when you have control of yourself. And you're realizing he doesn't intend to hit that pedestrian at all.
I feel really strongly that it would have to be discussed later because I would want.
But that's a whole other topic. Stay in the car.
So if I'm in the car and I'm not, then I would just do nothing. I think I'd check on the kids
Why would you check on the kids?
because it was such a
That's it.
hard, abrupt stop. You know, that's what you do as a mom. You guys okay?
Well, if it was a hard, abrupt stop like that, I understand you turn around. Are you okay, kids? That was quite an abrupt stop your dad made.
Yeah. And that would have been it.
Yeah. And you might say to your husband, wow, that really, that's taking anger to a whole new thing, honey. That was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Because your kids didn't really, from the back seat, they didn't really have the view you had from the front seat.
No.
Yeah. So, so when you're discussing that big event with him, using it as an example in your mind's eye or spoken, and with your children there, if it should ever come up, it could be a whole different experience for you. It could be that in that situation, only you can measure it in that situation because you were the only one that was there. I mean, none of us listening were there. But in that situation, I was so alarmed.
Mhm.
I was so alarmed. And for that, to all of you kids, I apologize. Your dad knew exactly what he was doing. And my reaction, I can see now, made it such a big deal in our lives. And
Yeah.
I'm not condoning what your father did at all. And we were in at no time were we in danger. He knew exactly what he was doing. And you'll find your own words for it. But these things in my life have to be owned, the things I blame my husband for. My husband for it. Going back to my kids, I mean, it's an ongoing process and it's still going on. Something, so many years of it, and I can find those things still coming up today. And the kids will say something, my kids in their 60s, they'll they'll say something and I'll go into one of my old stories and go, oh, that is so ridiculous. And that was all on me. You kids didn't need to know about that. And I apologize for that. And then I make it right by living these truths that are in me that I just that cause sickness and disease in me, a mental illness. Anger is a mental illness. It's a state of mind, in other words, that we can identify and question and wake up to, which is the ultimate physical and mental cleanse. Yeah, it shifts everything. Let's look at, did you write anything else on number 4? to be happy, I need him to get control of himself. In that car and with that neighbor, to be happy, I need to get control of myself. So do that now.
The only other thing I had added was that he needs to stop this addiction to anger. And
Well,
so,
I think at this stage, he's showing you every way in the world that that's exactly what he's doing.
yeah. Um,
Getting sober, and a lot is gonna come up with that sponsor if he's taking him through those 12 steps. A lot of this, you don't have to teach him. He's got a sponsor that can take him through all of this. And, his recovery is, when you're pointing the finger, bringing up something, even though you're right, could
yes,
set him back. And so
yes,
to support his program, exactly what you want. He's doing this for you, whether that's what he has in mind or not. You're all gonna benefit. And so is the whole world. Yeah, and he's may not do it perfectly, but he's got a sponsor to go to. You don't need to override a sponsor. You might look at it that way. And no matter what, just tell him the truth. Honey, I love you, and your anger frightens me sometimes. Because that's what's going on.
yeah,
Yeah. Let's look at 5.
okay.
His anger in that car situation, that's
I'm glad you think it's funny.
well, in hindsight, we can look back, but it's like if we don't laugh, it means we don't care. That's a good one. I question that, and finally was just allowed to be me. I just see the human race, all of us, as funny, lost children, doing
Mhm.
the best we can, thinking, we're like ancient civilization that still thinks anger is some kind of virtue or perk. It hurts. It
Yeah,
hurts us physically, healthfully, and it hurts the people around us, and it affects our children. So, your reaction to his anger could be the the a huge portion of the traumas your children experience growing up. And in his name is a justification. But when you drop that justification and look to yourself, it's oh honey, you're into something beautiful. You get to see, yeah, but my anger is justified. Look what he said and did. But
right,
no, anger is anger. And he can justify his as well.
right.
But it doesn't work for you, and it doesn't work for your children.
No.
Okay, so there you
I'm
let's
gonna have to I'm gonna have to listen to this again because there's something that you said that I wish I'd written it down. But you said something funny about he just has a different way of showing that showing that he's right.
whatever it is, listen again and yeah. Okay, sweetie, let's look at 5 in that situation with the neighbor.
So in that situation,
It's
um, well, okay. So what I said was that I think he's trying, but I think he's not trying hard enough. And I think he lacks the skills to make the changes. Um, and that he doesn't realize how hurtful this can be on on me and on his family.
Yeah, he doesn't realize um, how hurtful he's been on you and the family. Is
Yeah.
it true?
Um, I know he has, well,
So it's a yes or no. Look
yeah,
at him. You know how much courage it takes to walk into a 12-step meeting for the first time.
yeah. He
The
hasn't
second
done
time, the
it
third
yet,
time.
but, um, I
He doesn't realize how hurtful this has been on you and the family.
he does know because we've told him.
Oh, okay. So
So he does know.
so just for the sake of learning how to ride this bicycle I call the work, the answer's yes or no. And you just, when it's like a no like this, you just feel it. He doesn't realize how hurtful this is on you and the family.
He
Is it
does he
true?
does realize how hurtful it
Okay,
is.
so that's a full sentence. Just yes,
Oh, yes.
no, allows you all to, it's like this gentle line drawn in the sand, like freedom on one side, the truth, and on the other side of that line is the war with what's true. He doesn't realize how hurtful this is on me and his family. Is it true? So just find your yes or no, what's true for you in that situation. Allow just that one syllable, whatever it is, to be enough. No follow-up words, just feel the burn of the yes.
Um,
No, he doesn't realize how hurtful this is on me and the family. Is it true?
no.
Just feel that. It's just not true. And you bring up that old hymn,
Yeah,
that HIM, as though that's who he is, and it sets him back. And more importantly, it sets you back,
right.
back into calling him out to
Yeah.
justify what's going on in your present. And it sets him back on his program and it sets you back. There's a program called Al-Anon that will really keep your feet to the fire. I hear they're just an amazing program for people whose partners are in or family members are in AA program. He doesn't realize how hurtful this is on me and his family. So be there now and turn it around. He does.
He does realize how hurtful it is on all of us. And I can start to feel some compassion for him.
And you're married to one courageous man.
Oh, right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. He keeps trying. It's not, yes, he keeps trying. He keeps trying. And I don't help
So you
because,
shared that with him.
yeah,
I love you and I appreciate how hard you're trying. And sometimes I'm just not a lot of help.
yeah,
And I love how you love me anyway. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that in pointing out his addiction to anger, what I feel
Your own.
is my own addiction to the rut, the pattern that we're in, that I'm in dealing with it.
I love how you went to I'm in dealing with it, because he takes care of his or not. You take care of yours.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't realize how hurtful this is on me and his family. I don't realize how hurtful I am when it comes to bringing up the past with his anger, especially now that he's in a program to support him. I don't realize how hurtful I am on him
Yeah.
and his family.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's not helpful. It just furthers my ego in victimhood.
Yeah. And it pushes him to anger.
Yeah.
And you pull up the past and he's trying so hard, which is a lifetime, all these years together.
Right.
I'm not realizing how hurtful that what I am saying to him, how hurtful that is on him and our family.
Right.
And it hasn't changed him.
No.
He's going to this difficult, in these 12-step programs, you look to yourself. That's what it's all about. And you have that. We're all witnessing that. You have that gift of looking at yourself. And that's, we all don't have that. Some of us, we just don't have that. And some of us just don't have it yet. We all have it. It's just that, are we courageous enough to open to it?
Yeah.
I don't realize how hurtful I am on him and his family.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not 50% of the problem, it's probably more.
It's good to know, because now, just understanding that, now you've got some control of some stuff here, more than half. That's a big deal.
Yeah, because I didn't, and I haven't for years let it go, and my kids are still not letting it go.
Well, poor mom, she lives with dad. Poor mom, she lives with dad. And we all know who dad is. And poor mom. And you've set it up that way.
Yeah, I have, and I'm supposed to go back now and ah,
No,
yeah,
no, just say the obvious thing. Your dad's amazing. He's really doing some good work, and I just love we all support him. And anytime you see me angry, call me out on it. I we love your dad. He's trying hard. He's not asleep to his anger. We don't need to point it out to him. We don't need to point out the past to him. He's so guilt burdened with it that he's in a program to take care of. Takes a lot of courage. Oh, honey. So he's not trying hard enough. He lacks the skills to make changes. He's trying hard enough. You know what he's up against? The ego.
Yeah.
And he's
And
he's
he describes how hard it is. He wants me to tell him what to say. Like he wants me to say, what should I have said instead of what I did?
oh honey, oh my God, that's huge.
Because he can't figure it out.
Well,
And
obviously you can't either. So just listen or maybe you can, and I've missed it. But the greatest skill I've got is the power to listen. We all have it equally. But the ego, boy, it gets a little too close to the ego to allow it. So it's difficult for some of us.
yeah.
Let's look at 6.
Okay. I said, I don't want to have to prepare myself and be wary of his moods, and be wary of bouncing back. I want him to take control of himself when something angers him, or better yet, not get angry over something that he perceives to be wrong.
So I don't ever want to have to prepare myself to be wary of his moods, be wary of his bouncing back. Everything that you've said, I look forward to. You see, I don't ever want him to be angry again. I look forward to him. Could happen, honey. This is a life's pattern that was probably someone in his family growing up had anger issues. It's just we don't know what he's been through. Even when we're married to the people, no matter how much you love, we don't know all that they've been through.
Right.
So
I
I don't
think,
want him to would you read that again? I'm not
yeah,
because there was so much there. Give me one of your strong ones. I don't ever
so I don't,
situation with him, with the neighbor. I don't ever want.
I don't want to have to prepare myself to be wary of his moods.
I'm willing to.
I'm willing to listen.
I'm willing to prepare myself. Same
Okay, I'm willing to prepare myself,
to be wary of his moods.
be wary of his moods.
In other words, he's gonna like run into someone, start his shtick, and you're gonna go, oh no, oh no. And then you're gonna be more fearful of what he's about to say and do than what he actually says and does.
Right,
Just know that.
right.
So I am willing, and then that gives you opportunity to live in who would you be without the thought he's not going to get control of his anger. You can just witness yourself just in that number. Who would you be without it? Would you be without your story and just listen and be there and see where he's right and notice the images of past, future going on in your head.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean you have to stay either, but if you're there, just take care of your own mind. And if you get just really upset again, it's another worksheet. It's not done until it's done. So I'm willing to have to prepare myself to be wary of his moods. I'm willing to.
I'm willing to
Say
uh,
words, be,
prepare myself to listen.
yeah, and I look forward to.
And I look forward to
Preparing myself to listen.
earn myself to listen.
And for me, those are worksheets, and maybe going to an Al-Anon meeting and letting them know that you have anger issues when it comes to your husband. And when they ask you what brought you there to the meeting, I have anger issues sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, honey, it's such a privilege to sit with you. You are so not alone. You know, some of us just have these little tiny things that just feel huge like a mountain. And some of us have these huge things like a mountain that when we start looking at them are just not that much. We're not that far away. And you remind me of one of those. You heal your anger issues, and you know, we have thinking problems, not life problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. So honey, thank you for being our teacher today.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh, Myra.
Hi, Katie.
Myra?
I'm honored to see you. I have studied the work so many years, but
Oh, I'm
I
so glad to hear that.
but I'm still not in my center. But what I learned from this session is that I was in this stage that I don't feel good enough about my life, my entrepreneurship, and I was blaming my ex business partner, the country that I live, and I live in a very safe country. I live in Switzerland. I'm Mexican, but I live in Switzerland, and I did this worksheet about it because I hate it. I hate living here. I said it's terrible, it's horrible, but what I realized is that I'm a terrible person when I'm living here. I am the terrible person. I am the horrible person. I'm behaving horrible. And it just made me realize that everything is in my mind. It's like living in a nightmare or in a wild dream, you know. Uh, and these sheets are really helping me. And everything is in my mind. And the solution and the problem is in my mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's good to know that, you know, this we take our troubled minds, our fearful minds, our egoic minds at work and move it from our head to paper and question it, and everything starts to make sense. You know,
right.
what we're thinking and believing isn't necessarily fact. And we're so sure of it, it even makes up our identities. So the more work we do, the our identities start shifting, and we become kinder, and the world around us becomes kinder. And we stop requiring other people to be kind. You know, we are the I am the only person in this world that I can change. And self-inquiry it gives me clear direction on how to do that. Oh,
And now
sweetie.
that you say that, I know that I need to be kinder to me because I keep on thinking that I'm not good enough. So I need to be kinder because it's not true.
Yeah, and also uh, to be kinder. I mean, to be kinder to do what? You know, it's and
Just
kind
to
of
live.
word. It was another word you use that anyway, it's left my
Because
head.
I don't feel worthy. So I need to be kinder to me because it's not true. I'm worthy.
Yes, you are 100%. And oh boy, are you into something beautiful when you drop into that head of yours. You know, this work really is like learning to ride a bicycle. And once we really understand how to fill in those worksheets and get still enough just to fill it in and question it. Oh my, the world, all of a sudden, there's only one thing in the world that needs to change, and it's what we're thinking and believing. and individually. And this is personal work. The world is a state of mind. So literally that means ultimately we're alone and there's a whole world to shift. And we're just, we're like a whole, each of us, we're a galaxy, and that's even limiting. I mean, what do we want from the universe? This is where it all lives, right here inside of each one of you. We're like a solar system where we're a billion trillion stars and oh, how is my planet? How is my planet? Is it at war or peace? So my world isn't your world or your world or your world. We all have our own unique world, even though it seems so similar. So I'm working with my world and you're my solar system and I am loving what is. And I love being back with all of you and I really miss you every morning. So I was with you every morning and wondering, what it would be like to come to the website and I'm not there again, but for better or for worse, oh, now I hear this old country song that goes like this. It starts like, together again. That's, I should not do that to myself and to you. Thank you all for something beautiful. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. At homewithbk.com, let's do the work.